And do the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alrighty. As always, it's important to remember our district mission and statement saying we're promoting lifelong learners through real world experiences. Always looking at academic excellence, successful staff, resource management, and our community relations. Ensuring a positive culture grounded in growth, collaboration, and school pride. Laura, please call the roll and establish a quorum.
Nelson.
Here.
Holtz. Here. Repagan.
Here.
Boyd.
Here.
Dominic.
Here. All right. Is there approval for the agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Nelson.
Aye.
Holtz. Aye. Repagan.
Aye.
Boyd.
Aye.
Dominic.
Aye. All right, consent item, or well, sorry, open forum, but I don't think anyone's here for open forum. Okay. Seeing none, we will go on to consent items. Any questions?
I just had one maybe kind of question.
Okay.
Since we snapped Lily Hoyt as a middle school associate, since we just approved her early graduation, I just wanted to know. That's cool that she could come and
Yeah.
like, be employed essentially at the middle school.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And just full associate.
Yep. Just an associate. Yep.
That's kind of cool. Hopefully she's excited.
She seems to be. She seems to be.
Okay. Okay.
We see the consent item.
He just got back there. He wants the hirings and resignations.
Brent's running it.
Any other items that you'd like to see, Rick, of the consent items? No, okay, I just wanted, or anyone else for that matter? All right. No other questions? Would someone like to make a motion?
I will make a motion to approve the consent items.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Holtz.
Aye.
Nelson.
Aye.
Boyd.
Aye.
Repagan.
Aye.
Dominic.
Aye. Old business, SBRC request for administrative cost. We have Grandwood and Woodward.
Two separate motions.
Yeah, so these are just like further special ed administrative costs that we have for a couple of students that are down there. They're legally allowed to bill us for expenditures for their administrative costs, which they do throughout the year. So we just have to make a request to the SBRC for the authorization of the use of the funds.
And did you say there was one student at each?
So we have two that are at Grandwood and then one at Woodward Academy. Sorry, we have more than that. We have 4 at Woodward Academy. Or that's their people that they're allowed to bill for. But we have 3 total students there
Okay.
between the two.
And as far as the language, if you open up the document, the orange section is how the motion needs to be made.
I'll make a motion to request school budget review committee approval for special education administrative costs to be billable for the Grandwood Consortium, Greene County Community School District share being $13,937.87.
I will second that.
We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Nelson.
Aye.
Boyd.
Aye.
Holtz. Aye. Repagan.
Aye.
Dominic.
Aye. And now for Woodward.
Anything else that we need to
The
talk
same,
about before I start reading it off?
I don't believe so.
Okay. I'll make a motion to request school budget review committee approval for special education administrative costs to be billable for the Woodward Academy Day School Consortium, Greene County Community School District's share being $8,312.55.
I'll second that too.
We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Boyd.
Aye.
Nelson. Aye. Repagan.
Aye.
Holtz. Aye. Dominic.
Aye. All right, moving on to reports and correspondence.
Go right to the admin there, or board of committees.
I have one update just as far as the bell tower foundation committee. Wes Anderson is going to be the school representative. So he agreed to that, got his contact information over to them. I think both parties are excited.
Good.
So it's gonna be a better fit.
Good deal.
We did have a foundation committee meeting, and one of the things that we talked about was adding scholarship opportunities for staff of the school district if they want to go back and get continuing education to advance their careers. So I think that's a really positive thing that we'll be adding more details around, but the committee was all very supportive of that. So
That's cool.
That's awesome.
When do you anticipate that being finalized and all those details being worked out?
Well, I think our next meeting's in May. So I would say we probably finalize but everyone was on board. I think we just need to put parameters.
Sure.
And our feedback that, after I talked with the admin team, I just sent that back out into
Yeah.
an email.
Yeah.
So to everybody, there are some things that we probably need to discuss and narrow down. So
Yeah.
I do anticipate the May meeting will have some discussion, more discussion and finalization on those things.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Oh, we met for the wellness, yeah.
Yeah,
I forgot
we did
about that. We met for the wellness and we kicked off the, what's that?
Steps and
Steps and
Sips.
Sips for February, yeah. And how's that going? Good.
Not bad. It's actually pretty darn competitive.
Okay.
Which is,
Why am I not
That's why we
surprised?
might be quiet. Trying to do our own little thing.
when we're getting like, does it count if? Were you active and did you drink water?
Good.
We also met actually as a communications group of just starting that process of what it's gonna look like, what do we expect this communications team to their goal, their role, and go that. So we're not totally there. We just scratch the surface of what does a communications team look like. So, or committee. Anything else? A lot happens in a month and sometimes we forget about things. So, all right. Other administrative reports, the link. Anyone have any questions? Do we currently have a literacy program in our middle school?
Fifth grade uses Wonders because that's a K-5 curriculum. We currently do teacher created units for 6 through 8. So that is why we are looking for something to just help
Bridge.
bridge it, and the state is actually going to require it eventually. So we are currently piloting 2 different ones. They all have to be certain criteria, green lit according to the state, and so our team has narrowed it down to 2.
Okay.
So we are doing 2 pilots. We had a visit scheduled to go watch implementation at Nevada, but unfortunately sickness and all the things, so we've pushed that back to March. We're gonna go watch it live in action. Our teachers felt like that would be very beneficial so they could see. And then Tony, their middle school principal, and I talked about having some time for them to actually discuss with the actual teachers, like, how do you like it? And we have, Brett and I have kind of some questions that our team will ask them just to get the feedback. I've reached out to a couple other principals to see if we can go watch the other one too live in action, and we just haven't heard back yet, but we'll continue to reach out so we can make those connections and then hopefully make our decision by May, present you guys with that decision, and then move forward.
And then do we have curriculums in our high school?
Not in literacy, no. It's very much like they are doing
Math.
now, which is teacher created.
Okay.
And it's based on standards, so they use their standards to develop units that would align to their essential standards. Math does have illustrative math, is K-12.
That's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure I was on the right page.
Looks like attendance goals is up and all, and that's good.
Given how things are going across other parts of the state. I'm hearing some other districts that are actually shutting down, for a couple of days to try to get people healthy. So,
Illness, yeah, no,
Yeah.
we have 3 of my 4 home.
Oh, gosh.
one of my two.
Gosh.
But teachers have been main,
Staff wise, the
I
middle
should
school
not have said
staff,
anything.
it's like onesies and twosies every,
it's just staggering.
I feel like it's working its way through, but every,
I think we were at 15% students today and 6% staff gone. So I think the 15% was around 55 kids. By the end of the day, I think more had left, so it was up to close to 60. So.
I didn't check ours today, but I know by about 2:30, there have been about 20 additional kids sent home. So it's definitely rampant.
Mhm. And it lasts.
Yeah,
Yes.
it does. Yes, it does.
It's not fun.
It's a ride.
Anyone else? Anything? Comments about the report? Do you have anything that you needed to address for the whole? Okay. We'll move on to new business. We don't have any school driving permits, so we'll move on to fundraiser reports. Anyone have any comments before I comment?
You're concerned about the percentage?
You got it.
That's when I read that, I thought, oh, Cindy, yeah.
I disagree with it, and
And we earn 40% and they get 60.
60, yeah.
no, this was just for the money app.
Oh, well, I was gonna say, if you scroll down on
Yeah.
they're actually getting less of a,
Mhm.
sell $1,000 worth of stuff. We only
Very
get
last
400
one,
and they
yeah.
get 600.
But what is that one? Is that selling
She has like 3
food?
combined in there. What is that, MCM fundraising?
Yeah,
And there's also like a bake sale and something else.
I had one that was Megan Haley for NHS. And that seemed pretty straightforward, guest candy numbers. The next one, and I'm fine with that personally, the next one is an app to raise money, a donation app. And they take 20% of the donation. And I'm personally don't agree with that.
And like, what is the safety of this app? Well, like, I guess it says text friends near and far.
All right,
I
but
don't,
text and say, send me a check and
yeah,
I'll take it all.
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I have a problem with that one. The next one, are they selling goods though?
Well, it's 3 different things that she has on one fundraiser request.
Okay, does anyone?
I don't know what it is though.
What is it?
FBLA,
MCM fundraising.
Simply shipped
Collection
collection.
we sell, they ship. Bake sales, dessert bars at school, and or ask for sponsors.
And do we know when this is gonna be?
Yeah, so it starts February 23rd, ends March 20th.
That's a problem. 'Cause this is not very, use more detail.
Is it just the MCM fundraiser though, that we get the 40% on and they get the 60%?
That's, so this is MCM fundraiser, popcorn only is 15%, but then it's for the other part of the portion of the fundraiser from MCM says we earn 40 and they get 60, but they ship.
And what is that?
So like if kids sell something or whatever, the company would ship
Oh,
it direct to the
it
person.
doesn't have to like come to the
So
school
there's no
for
like
them to distribute.
middleman.
Oh, it's like, yeah, they have all
Butter
sorts of
braids,
stuff.
butter braids, popcorn. It's just a fundraising company that sells cookie dough, pie.
I don't know.
Oh, I wonder if it's just one of those like brochures that you can literally buy just about anything from.
Yep. I have a feeling that's what it is.
I don't have, it's still a low percentage. But I do feel more comfortable with that than just 20% to a company that's doing nothing. So
We
if
want to pull that one out then?
if someone wants to make that motion, to pull that out, they're welcome to.
So if we're just talking about, if we're gonna pull it out though, then what's the action that the board needs and or wants from Chad, who had made the request?
No, that is,
Is it that one or
This
is
is
it?
Chad.
Yeah.
Yes, it's Chad.
I thought you were talking about the MCM one.
No.
We're talking about that HAP one right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Is it that? Because then it's like, then are we, then it's like you're essentially taking a stance, which is fine,
Mhm.
on that we're not gonna approve any of those. I don't wanna say it's gonna be like a hard and fast, because it's like, now if you're gonna go forward with this decision, it's like, then we're not using those particular apps anymore moving forward, again, which is fine, but that's now the precedent that's gonna get
Stay that
set.
across the
I-
board. Yep.
Agree and don't disagree. Because this is at 20%. I think Bound has something where you can ask for money on it. Bound, is that true statement or am I making this up? And I think it-
percent,
It was closer to like 4%, I believe. It was really low. Because I was
would
like,
have to check on that, I mean, 20%, I mean, it's basically what you're paying for is the processing and the data, or not the push out and the reminders and the technical side of it.
Yeah.
I'd have to check on Bound. I can't remember off the top of my head. I can check that out. I might be able to get.
I don't remember it being that high. Because I think even on the Bound one, I would have said
It
no.
would be more than 4%.
Or was it
might
like,
be
it was
10%.
under 10, I think.
So either way, you can set a threshold, so we don't have to spend this time like for him to search it up, but it's like, if we can, if you're gonna set a threshold, if like 20 is too high, then you can, then I would say you can pull it out, you can approve the other ones. But then the directive just needs to go back to Chad of like, hey, this is not gonna be like that 20%, losing 20% of a, it's $100 donation or whatever that's way too high. We need, either we need to find a different app or a different vendor or something else like that. We can still do the fundraiser, but we need to find a different vendor.
And I would be fine with that.
What are you thinking for like the cap that he was talking about then though?
Is
Like
that something that
90-10
has to
split
be?
or
I don't think it's something they
Just
don't
say right now.
set in
If we just
stone,
say right now,
say
20% is too
20%
high.
I would say, yeah. Personally.
See, I'm okay with it. I mean, they're doing it, they're gonna make the money. Yeah, I don't like it, but
The other option is somebody makes a motion and you vote and a couple of you vote no and you,
Yeah,
and
right.
it's not like you're no voting the whole thing. People
Right.
are gonna understand why,
Right.
what you're no voting and
Yeah.
why, and that,
Bound is 8%.
which is, it's okay, 3-2 still
Yeah.
passes.
I guess what's the difference between, I mean, like the MCM, they're buying a pie, but we're only getting a certain percentage of that.
Just because if you were to get a cash donation from me and I gave you
Yes.
$100, it's $100.
Correct.
I got nothing in return for it. There's no exchange of goods that you
Yeah.
could say that there's some type of value. It's just literally, instead, I'm gonna give him $20 and I'll
Yeah.
give you $80.
And I think
Yeah.
based on what I'm seeing here, that it's an app specifically set up for donations. Whereas if we have Bound already that
I would
we
suggest maybe
own
use,
or purchase or pay for already, if we can request donations through that,
right?
through a software we already have.
That would be my,
and coaches are aware that Bound will do that.
Yeah, we've used it before. I think the fundraisers, they also tack on, like Adrenaline. I know there'll be, probably on your homepage, there'll be, opportunity. They'll have a product that kind of draws attention that you could purchase. At least that's the way they used to be. I'm gonna be honest, I have not talk to them about that. I think adrenaline's probably a little more, cleaner, active type group, because that's what they do. That's their main thing. And I will say adrenaline, you know, from a safety, from the public side of it, they were at the coach's clinic. I didn't talk to him about that, but he showed me their policy. They will not sell information, and some of the outfits do. So I
Does
do.
Bound,
What's that?
does Bound sell information?
I'd have to check on that. I don't know. I can't answer
Hope not.
that. I don't think so, but I have documentation from a journal that they don't, so. But that's, I mean, that's up to you guys. I'm not.
Because again, family and friends and whoever could just write a check out and give it directly to whoever.
And I feel like
Right.
most people around here use more
Do that.
local
Yeah.
versus grandma and
Right.
the next town, but I don't know that.
Yeah.
I'm making an assumption.
Right.
Okay, so at least to start, should we, if I make a motion to pull it out and then we can vote on it separately?
That would be lovely.
Okay, I will make a motion to remove the fundraiser request for adrenaline fundraising from Chad Morton, to pull that out separately to be voted on. Does that,
And then would you like to make a motion for the other two?
and I will make a motion to approve the other two fundraising requests.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Please call the
So
roll.
we need a second for removing it.
But he's
Oh.
approving the other two, right? Didn't you
Want
approve?
to approve?
Yes.
This is messy.
I don't know how to best do it.
I would prefer that you just make a motion to approve them as presented, and then you can vote based on that rather than pulling it out. Because if you're gonna pull it out, we're not gonna make a separate motion or a separate action on that
But
one.
I approve the other two. I don't approve this one.
Right, well, that's what
So
I'm saying.
then
That's
you
where you
say
guys
no.
can have discourse with,
Then
which
you
you've had your discourse. You can still have more, of course, but
But why would I, if it's like approving three, like consent items, if there was something I disagreed with on the consent, I'd pull it out of consent.
yeah, but then we wouldn't make a separate motion on it. We'd be pulling it out and basically handing it back to Chad and saying, you need to update it and change it. We're not gonna make a motion to then deny it. Because you're pulling it out, period.
Got ya.
So you just make a motion to approve the two minus that one. We
Okay,
won't have a separate
so let's make
motion.
one motion.
Yes.
So I will make a motion to approve the first fundraising request as presented for the candy jar estimation and the last fundraising request for the MCM fundraising,
I'll second that.
period.
We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Nelson. Aye. Holtz. Aye. Rip Hagan.
Aye.
Boyd.
Aye.
Dominic.
Aye. Sorry to make that confusing.
It's all good.
Thanks for your clarification. Transfers fund resolution, general fund to activities fund.
So there's a request to move $10,000 from the general fund to the activity fund for the purchase of sports safety equipment. And in order for us to be able to move funds from the general fund to any of our other funds, we do have to have a board resolution for it. I believe the purchase is primarily going to be for football equipment or football pads, helmets. Is there anything else that's getting included in that?
Currently, I mean, I would say up to 10,000. I think we, basically, code allows the general fund to be used for safety equipment no matter what it is. So, I would use that for football, for, catcher's gear, for softball, baseball.
So this isn't only for football. This is
This
going to be
isn't all-
used.
It wouldn't be only for football. It would be for any safety equipment we would have across the board. Now, obviously, football is going to be the higher dollar amount because of the expense and the amount of safety equipment they do. But every year we have to recondition, bring someone come in, inspect the helmets, recondition them. and then they can reject helmets, so then we have to replace those, that sort of thing. I mean, there's different ways, you can do that. Basically, I believe, Laura might know more, but I don't think you can't pay directly through your general fund to get that, but you can reimburse the activities account for that. And, it might, that's kind of how we do it.
Anyone have any thoughts, comments? I do. With our down enrollment and everything else, and just approving, our girls wrestling at $20,000 a pop. I don't think it would be financially responsible for us to now take $10,000 out of our general fund, which we're already going to be paying that $20,000 out of. I think we need to have a timeout and kind of reassess before that were to happen personally. I worry about our student enrollment. It's down across the whole state of Iowa. That's not news. And our general fund, I really protect for our teachers because I feel like that is their number one goal here. Yes, I want activities. Yes, I want them to be safe. But I do think it's something we might need to consider finding money elsewhere than our general fund, because I feel like it needs to be protected.
All good points.
Thoughts, comments?
Do we usually need all of the 10,000?
We never do it. We never done it.
What is the
They've always
usual?
just submitted and paid and reimbursed for what they actually spent. So that's.
Do you know what it usually is around?
Well, I mean, just the football helmet, football equipment, I think, this year we have about there's like 30, like a little over $3,000 for the reconditioning. And then we usually try to rotate helmets so we're not getting caught where we have to buy, 15 or 20 of them. So we try to do that. And I think, I got it off the top of my head. It would probably be in that another $2,000 to $3,000 for the new helmets. So you're probably looking at $5,000 or $5,000 to $6,000. That'd be for football. I mean, just to give you an indication, like catcher's gear would be, usually about a little over $100 per set that we would get. But that's not an every year thing. You don't have to have those inspected, and the most you get out of the helmet is 10 years. So, and I would say, I did a survey on this back when we were discussing it with Mr. Abbott's and Laura, and about 65 to 70% of schools use the general fund to help supplement for safety equipment. And that could be, like I said, anything, technically your high jump pit, your whatever it is. So, so that's kind of where it's at. And probably the reason we ask for that is then you just for planning reasons, if we know we have a certain amount of money that we can use for safety equipment, it just helps solidify that, so.
So I guess help me maybe understand if we don't do this transfer, like, is it just coming from the activity fund then? Okay, yeah.
And that's where most of your jerseys, all your other stuff comes from, is your activities fund.
So the benefit of having it come from the general fund, is there a benefit, or is it all?
It's really a opportunity. It's like a cost offsetting more or less. So that the activities funds we're not using activities funds that we would use in another direction. We're using the general fund, which it's allowable. It's not something we've done here, but it's not something that is uncommon either.
There seems to be, there seems to be some difference of opinion, because my predecessor, and I've talked to him, and whenever we started doing this, I'm like, did you take it out of general funds? He goes, yeah, he did.
He
So,
he probably thought that.
what's that?
He probably
Well,
thought
maybe
that.
that's what he was under the assumption, and maybe it got switched around, didn't get done that. My experience is, we took in my previous school, we took every safety equipment out of general fund. That's,
Again, maybe I'm not reading it right, but in the activity fund balance report, we have 288,000. Right? The beginning balance is that, the ending balance is 292,000. Is that correct?
I wish I had those numbers.
No, I bet, well, I know, that's why I'm like, whoa, why are we?
I think because some of those that you're gonna get in there, you're gonna have like your FBLA, your FCCLA, your FFA, like the
Yeah,
farm,
yeah.
I mean, so.
Okay,
Football
so
has
you're
a
gonna get all
negative
that.
fund balance.
So some of those accounts are, it kind of gets skewed because those are all considered activities funds. So you're gonna have
Right.
some accounts that have a lot of, like, you'll see that once we like go through the greenhouse
Sure.
stuff, I mean, that number's gonna come down pretty significantly.
There's like a specific football
Yeah.
fund balance.
Yeah, so football would have its own account.
Yeah.
So football needs to raise some more money.
Baseball and softball. I think.
And they probably are the ones that bring in the most money
Mhm.
realistically. Is
And
what
that
you're
gets
saying?
shifted around, I mean, Laura can answer that better, because we have the game day, the admissions that gets, and we've revamped how that
Yeah.
looks, so I mean, you have your game day expenses, game day account, so when it comes to the end of the fiscal year, we
Move money
move
around.
money within the activities thing, so it's, yeah.
So either someone can make a motion for it or we just, it dies,
Or you can,
deny.
Can we reduce it? I mean, I don't know if that's what we do, but
we can always use the language of in an amount not to exceed, which is pretty typical language that we've used in the past.
I want to skew from what they wrote up here.
Yeah, that's because it's straight from ours. So, I'm actually, never mind. I'm going to backtrack on that and just agree with Laura. So you can make a motion, or you can, someone can make a motion, or we can table it.
Is it table or does it die? Or table mean it's,
Tabled means it comes back next month.
okay, and what if we want to just say no?
Then you would make a motion and you'd no vote it.
And everyone, they
Yeah.
could make a motion for it, but they could still vote no, correct?
And you vote yes, you vote
it might
nay.
not get a second.
And
there
if you
could
don't
be
get
a
a second,
motion
then
and there'd be
there's
no
a motion
second
and there's no
and it's
second,
dropped
and
too.
then the motion does not carry and
Oh,
move
yeah.
on.
And I don't want you to think I'm not supportive of
Yeah.
activities, but just with
No.
the additional costs and everything, I just personally,
I mean,
I am very,
it feels,
about that.
I mean, like, as you read it, in an amount necessary to purchase or recondition, like, that means we don't know what that total is gonna be until, I mean, you say it's about $10,000, but that to me feels a little scary going into, because
And
maybe it's,
basically, I mean, obviously, if you said $10,000, we couldn't it would have to be actual cost, because I
Yeah.
can't spend that money on, I mean, let's say.
Yeah, it
when
has
comes
to
up
be that.
6,000, I can't spend 4 more thousand on something else out of the general fund.
yeah.
I think we were just trying to look at a budget number, and, you know,
And that was just the number.
That was
that was
the-
just the number that, you know, we thought would catch it most every year, and that was kind of what we looked at, so.
Oh, there is a section of 10,000.
at the very end, yeah.
I missed that page.
So we could approve it down the road a ways. I mean, this is next year's,
It would
what
be,
you're wanting it for is for the next year.
right? No, we have expenses this year.
Well, we would have
You have expenses,
Yeah,
okay.
so you have to pay for the reconditioning.
by July.
Okay,
I mean,
by
for this
July,
year, 'cause
okay.
the helmets have been sent in to be reconditioned.
Okay.
Is there, this is, I don't know if this is too far out. Is there any risk of some of those things not being able to happen if we don't do this? Like,
Do you not have
helmets-
enough money in
That's a
the
good
fund?
question.
Yeah. Like if we don't do this transfer of $10,000, are we not gonna have enough money for 10 helmets? Or are we not gonna be able to afford new catcher's gear? Or, I know that's down the road,
At this point, we would probably be okay. I mean, but the
Right,
cost of
right.
it just keeps going up and
Yep.
obviously, I know for everything, it's getting more expensive no matter what you do, so. It's just an
Less money.
avenue, it's just an avenue, that, code allows you to do it. It's not uncommon for it to occur, so I just was requesting that
Yeah,
we
no,
can have
I don't
that to
blame you.
kind of take that, cause I can get, then you have,
And
Yeah.
if it was any other fund, I would be fine. But that's my goal for me is that fund, yes.
Mr. Wright, did I misunderstand you? Did you say that you've already sent those helmets off for reconditioning, so that expense is now, it's happening now?
well,
that
we haven't
happening in
been
the
billed yet. It'll be, when they get sent back, we'll be billed.
Okay, but you've already sent the helmets off to be reconditioned?
I mean, yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if I
Yeah.
understood that.
We basically have,
We have the money to
You have
cover
to.
it, is what
Oh,
you're
okay.
saying.
I mean,
Yeah.
Okay.
But it would be,
and it's, it's an expense that we can't say, oh, we don't have enough
yeah,
money this year, so we can't replace helmets or what. I mean, that's the
Yeah,
difference
yeah.
between that and we can say we can get by with these balls for another year, where the
Yeah.
safety equipment's a little different, so.
Well, but I do just because I'm passionate about this, I'm sorry, I stand on the other side, is that it is something that could be raised. Funds that have always in the past, whether or not they were thought they were, they've always been raised by the activities department in order to make sure they had safety equipment. Is that a somewhat
Yeah, I
true
do
statement?
know.
To let you know?
Last year, like some general fund money was used, and we should have done this like resolution.
Yeah.
Yes.
But previous to that, has it ever?
No,
Okay. I just want to make sure, because I'm just worried. But if anyone wants to make,
Are we to the point where I
are
can
we,
make a
do
motion
you
and we
need
can vote on
any
it?
more discussion?
Do I need to set the $10,000 limit?
Yeah, it's gotta be.
You
as-
gotta
as
read it.
Is there wording in there that I just
Mhm.
skipped over?
Yes, it's on the bottom. You can make that into motion.
Am I not on the right spot?
it starts with like
Is that
introduce the resolution.
The 3-page document?
Transfer of funds.
Oh, there it is. Okay. I will make a motion to authorize, good if I start like that, the treasurer of the school district to transfer $10,000 from the general fund to the student activities fund, which funds shall be used to purchase protective and safety equipment for extracurricular interscholastic athletic contests or competitions in accordance with section 298A.8.
Do we have a motion? Do we have a second?
I will second it.
We have a motion, and a second. Please call the roll.
Nelson.
Aye.
Holtz.
Aye.
I have to do this. Rebecca.
No. That sounded way more definite than I meant it to come out.
No. No. Dunbeck.
No.
Okay, so the motion fails.
I'm cool.
All right, we will move on to D. Glycol proposal.
Yep, so we had some pretty serious freezing that ended up happening here at the middle school with our, we had some coils that ended up freezing up that we had to do some significant work on. So the Carroll Control is proposing to add a glycol system in that will prevent this sort of freezing from being able to happen again, which in our heating and cooling, which is very similar to how this is kind of protected at the high school anyway, which works out pretty well. That they'll have a drip tank, and then the actual cost of the glycol that goes in it. It's pretty expensive. I mean, it's $7.35 a gallon. They're saying it's going to be up to 3,000 gallons to be able to get it through our system, and it is an expense that can come from PEPL and or SAVE, depending on which one you want to use there. But I would see it as a measure too of we're protecting the systems that we have.
Is there, if we were to approve this, does it need to be out of one or the other? Is there a recommendation?
I want to limit
We don't
yourself
have
to it.
to.
No, yeah,
Okay.
I'm just saying that's where the expense comes from.
Perfect, thank you.
So that $30,450 is a one-time fee,
Yeah.
but then we would need to, like, whenever we would need more of
Yeah, how
it, we'd
often
have to
would
pay
you-
for it.
Fresh.
It would depend on the actual, like how much glycol actually gets used.
Okay.
But this is to get it all the way through our system. So it's not typically something we're going to be replacing very often. So
Okay.
it's kind of, in a way, it's kind of like an antifreeze more or less. Very,
And has like a life of a certain period.
yeah, I'm not 100% sure what the lifespan is on it, but and that's only up to 3,000. They had said it's probably not going to be that, but they gave us a number that it's like this will absolutely cover the whole system, and whatever is less than it will just
They'll
deduct
bill for
off.
actual.
Mhm.
Oh.
Anyone have comments? Thoughts?
I'll make a motion to approve, Carroll Control System, the glycol proposal for not to exceed $30,450.
Second.
We have a motion and Katie seconded. Please call the roll.
Holtz. Aye. Rip Hagan.
Aye.
Nelson.
Aye.
Boyd.
Aye.
Dominic.
Aye. All right, out of town band trip request.
So you're just more or less approving that the fact that they can go out of town. Yep, but then they.
What was the difference between the two links? Was I missing something?
I updated it. I had to work on my laptop at home yesterday. I had a stroke.
Oh, okay.
So there's like
the one looks more like an official like brochure that they sent out. The other one's like the actual customized itinerary
Because
for
they
us.
looked exactly
Yeah.
the same earlier. Got ya.
I want to go along.
It sounds like a great
That sounds
opportunity.
like a lot of fun.
It's like a great opportunity
Absolutely.
for the students.
I'll make a motion to approve the out-of-state band trip request as presented.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and second. Please call the roll.
Boyd.
Aye.
Nelson.
Aye.
Holtz.
Aye.
Rip Hagan.
Aye.
Dominic.
Aye. All right, F, DCAP presentation. Who's presenting?
That would be me.
Sounds
Actually, Steph Jurgensen was gonna be presenting. She's sick today, so it's gonna me. I'll try to make it quick. Nobody wants to hear me talk with me. I think we covered this last year. We're hoping to do this on a regular basis, talk about DCAP for the individuals that are new on the board. It stands for district, career, and academic planning. This is something that, like a lot of other things that we do, we get graded on. It's just kind of how we're gonna do business. I think both Kara is part of it too, and Tiffany. So when I say something wrong, they'll chime in. So just kind of really, I know this has been shared with you, so I'm not gonna go through everything. I'm just gonna hit on a couple of different things, but talking about last year's goals, we actually didn't have goals. But our score did go up from 12 to 26, so we did a lot better at that. Allison Lang did 95 to 98% of the work last year. She's gone. Staff is learning how to do it. We're doing it more as a group. So our goals for this year, we're trying to stretch it. There's 4 of them, but I won't go through all of them, but we're trying to stretch it from 8 to 12 down to like all the way down to kindergarten. So just kind of going over career. They have a career fair at the elementary. It's not as in depth as the high school one, but just trying to get kids to start thinking about that. What some things that they're interested in. So I think that's a big goal of ours. And then just integrate it as we've I know, I'm sure Tiffany's talked, just integrate it within the system of all the other things that we're doing, the MTSS. We're trying to make this DCAP system the way we're doing business here. So, and then this would be our score. So last year, novice would be the worst. So last year's school board that me and Karen Sandberg did, we obviously did not shine on that one with a review team, but so we've got a lot of stuff that we can do a lot better on. So I think if you can go like to maybe 11, I'll pick on Karen Shannon's daughter a little bit. So the idea on this one is just if we talk about Sadie, there might be another one, Sadie, yeah. So there she is. So just the idea of just kind of career exploration early on, figuring out what she wants to do. She took the nursing strand there at the high school. She's up at Iowa Central doing really well, enjoying the nursing program up there. She's been doing her clinicals, learning a lot, and be ready to go to the workforce. So that's kind of the approach that we want to do, not necessarily everybody go to college, but looking at careers and then going forward. Kind of I already talked about the goals really quick, but then ICAP would be the individual for every kid. We do a 4-year plan. We start that as an 8th grader. That kind of drives what classes they should be taking and preparing for the future. And we use Zello is our system that's approved. We've actually recently bought that all the way down to kindergarten, so we're trying to integrate that as well. That's the system that we use for a lot of our career explorations. Pictures from last year's career, talking about Cave Pass, and then Cave Podcast, and then just all those kind of things. So
Can you remind me what Zello is?
Zello would be it's just it would just be career, like, so they'll do stuff on interest inventory. It's a program that we've hired. I think before it would have been MAP, not MAP the way we've done it, but MAP. And we got away from that one because the kids really didn't like it. We went to Zello. It's just more user friendly. So it's at the high school level that becomes Tuesdays during advisory. They're starting to go through that. There's lesson plans throughout.
Yeah, it's like a digital platform that gives lessons that would cover, like you said, interest inventories, career options. You can build a resume in there, cover letter, do a lot of.
I kind of remember hearing about it.
Yeah. So
They use it at the middle school as well in 7th and 8th grade, specifically more in 8th grade, where they're starting to do like those interest inventories, and then it leads them based off questions. It leads them down a path of like, these are the careers based on the answers, and then they explore those careers, which then helps lead to the 4-year plan.
And then the push that we're going down, we've recently went through the K. I think through K7 was the one that we just purchased, so that we can go down even farther. So that's a good thing. And then using Iowa's Infinite Campus as well to do the 4-year, to do some of the class preparing and all that stuff. So then our last goal towards the end is just strengthening our stakeholders. We have meetings. We include students on that. We have a lot of people on CTE area, people that come in. We have parents that are on that meeting, just kind of looking at how we're doing things, what we need to change, how do we better prepare our kids for that workforce that they're eventually going to go into.
another thing that I don't think you mentioned is all of our work-based experience is a part of.
I did not say that, but yes, that would be.
We have a lot of kids that are doing work-based experience where they leave and go work during the school day, and earn not only money, but high school elective credits for it. So
What are some of the jobs they might be doing?
we have some that are welding at Power Lift. We have some working at daycares. There are guidelines that kind of govern over what jobs can be allowed, because they have to be aligned with a strand that we provide academically.
Yeah.
So
We have one on our farm.
Yeah.
We works on our farm on our.
Yeah. So ag wise, we would look at, and it goes along with what Karen says, it goes along with our strand. So the idea would be they start taking classes, they kind of explore the different things, they find out what they kind of want to do. We get them into our, the career academy. And then, part of the day they go work, whatever they job. And then from there, they're like, yes, absolutely, this is what I want to do. But we've had some kids that go out, well, they say, this is absolutely not what I want to do or whatever. And so that's just, we could do that under our roof before they're on their own. So it's a really neat thing. And we're trying to strengthen, work-based learning has been a really good thing for us. Scores on other things have been really good. So we're just trying to strengthen that as well and get kids out there and get that real world experience. So that's a good one. Any questions on any of it? It's really fun. It's a lot of work. I mean, I'd have to, the people that do work on it, I think it's 36 pages. Actually, the decap is 36 pages, I think. And if you ever want to sleep at night, I can get you a copy. So it's rough looking through, but it is a system. It's what we want to do here as far as all kids.
Great.
And what I would say also, just going through that grading, it was really neat to listen to other schools. We're doing a lot better than what our score said. We're just doing a bad job of documenting it. So that was one of the things. Like I'm like, man, they got a perfect. I mean, like they got a good score on that, but we do a lot better than that. So we just need to do a better job of documenting. We have a lot of things that are really doing great. Thank you.
Thank you for your time. All right, we need to move on to G, which is set a public hearing for our official school calendar, 26-27.
Yep, so the draft calendar's there. Not basically, if you overlap this one to this current school year, probably be pretty hard pressed to find a whole lot of difference. So except for a few dates and some colors and whatnot. So otherwise, we're just setting a public hearing. I would just recommend that we do it at our next regular board meeting. All the public hearing would consist of is we open it, opportunity for public comment. If there's none, then we approve it. And this would be our calendar moving forward for 26-27. So all the dates and hours all line up. It's all been math by my math guy. So, okay, Luke Boyd. So,
Is there any consideration if the legislature gets their bill passed that you can start earlier than the 21st at all?
I've been told by way too many people just to forget it and just not worry about it. So I didn't even create a backup to the backup to the backup this year. I just said, okay, Dave Dutton from SAI, and I'll believe you. So they've had that same bill in for 4 years, and it
Gone nowhere bill.
it hits the ground before it even takes off. So I would love to start earlier, but
I'll move to set the public hearing for our 26-27 official calendar for our next board meeting
yeah. So
March 11th
of March 11th,
at
2026. At
time.
5:15 p.m. in the boardroom at 101 Ram Drive.
Jefferson, Iowa,
Nice.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second, please call the roll.
No. I should be able to remember that one.
Nelson.
Aye.
Holtz.
Aye.
Rip Hagan.
Aye.
Boyd. Aye. Donovan.
Aye. All right, H, Lindeska ticket restroom building proposal.
everybody's favorite topic. Okay, so
Tell me more.
yep. So we are legally required to go through this process per Danielle Greenfield from Allers and Cooney. Since we are building a vertical structure with the estimated construction budget, I know it says 500 to 700,000. That's Ken just didn't change it. It is not going to be that much, so you can just relax on that one. The cost of the service is not related to the total cost of the project. They're doing it based on, it's like on a fee structure for all the things that they have to happen. So why we have to do this is because we have to go through the competitive bid process, because the actual cost of a vertical structure is going to be greater than what the state threshold is, which is I believe is $208,000. And it will definitely be more than $208,000. The other thing that Danielle had shared with me was that some districts have tried to do it how we've done it in the past, like either have a construction group build it or a team, like a local team build it. And then they're actually unable to insure it because the total cost of it was over $208,000. They didn't go through the competitive bid process. They didn't have any of the engineering done from a structural standpoint, from a civil standpoint. They didn't have any architectural stuff done. And they just kind of did it all on their own, which is another reason for this. So OPN will kind of take us from from concept and design all the way through completion. They'll help us with all the bid work, and then essentially be in a way a construction manager, so that this would be another thing where we wouldn't have to have our hands on it. So
We know the legal side of things and it's all taken care of.
yeah, and so that's so Danielle has already reviewed this as well. Is totally good with it. She's comfortable with it. She said that even though the cost is more than what she anticipated, she said that is pretty standard for what people are charging for this level of service anymore. There's a lot of different a lot of different things that they're going to be doing throughout this whole thing. We do have a good relationship with OPN. They designed the high school. I know there's differing opinions of that, but we've had a good long-standing relationship with them since 2017. So Ken has a really highly vested interest in our school systems. He's done a lot of background work in terms of the construction requirements on the number of stalls and bathrooms that we're supposed to have. I mean, I think we talked about this over a year ago, where if we went based on seating capacity, we'd have to have like 30 something stalls, and he was able to kind of argue on our behalf of we don't actually need that many, and we have approval to have significantly less. So
So this scope of practice includes our structural engineer, all that kind of.
everything. Yep. And then he was even thinking like the possibility of us being able to start construction. We probably wouldn't be complete during football season, but it would be started and kind of off the ground. So possibly finish either at late fall, like early winter, or potentially even into, possibly next spring.
And this does come out of Pebble.
It would.
Or sales tax.
Or sales tax.
Okay.
Don't narrow yourself down.
I'm just verifying which fund.
Oh, but sales taxers.
Unless if we use if we do use sales tax, then we'd have to actually go through a public hearing for it, because it's being used for the purchase or cost of athletic facilities. So I did check with Danielle too. There was something in legislation a few years ago that said we actually couldn't use Pebble or sales tax for, again, without a public hearing, to actually pay for these fees, but we actually can now. So it can be all wrapped into that same fund.
So am I reading it right? In about 3 weeks, maybe? Well, in April, we would have a design.
Yeah.
I was expecting a design
So-
or something. when
So
I
from
opened this up.
kickoff, which would be the
Yeah,
week of
I
March
see that.
30th, and then 3 weeks
Right.
from there,
We would
60th.
have
Yep.
something.
Yep.
That'd be great.
Yep.
I think we're all been waiting.
Nice to actually do
Yeah,
something.
see something. Yes.
The public will be excited.
And you did say that this was a fair quote, even though it's a large dollar amount to swallow.
Yeah, based on,
The needs.
this is based on what our, what Danielle has shared with us, so.
What is that amount? I'm gonna keep scrolling. So
69,300.
Thank you.
Any other questions, comments?
You'd be using lost money, or what you say?
Other Pebble or sales tax, if we decide to, we're not gonna limit ourselves, like Laura said a couple of times tonight, we won't limit ourselves, but if we do use SAVE, then we would hold a public hearing for it. As required by law.
Do we need a motion? to
We do.
approve this? Okay. I'll make a motion to approve I closed it down. The proposal by OPN for the restroom ticketing for the Lendeska Field as presented.
I can second that.
We have a motion and a second. One other question. Will they provide us more than one design?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll get Ken to provide us.
Multiple options. Okay, anyways, thank you.
Okay.
Please call the roll.
Foltz.
Aye.
Redpagan.
Aye.
Nelson.
Aye.
Boyd.
Aye.
Dominic.
Aye. All right, moving on to purchase of a short throw projector.
Yeah, So I'll have Brent available as needed here, but essentially, so a short throw projector is different than a long throw projector. So what we currently have in our auditorium.
Captain Obvious.
Thank you for that very
technical
So-
description.
Is that good? You guys
That's it. We're ready. Let's go.
I know exactly what you're talking about. So what's currently in our auditorium is a long throw projector. It's the big bulky thing you see up behind the glass there. And it is capable of doing a lot of really cool things, but the problem with a long throw projector is that it casts shadows and things like that. Short throw projector won't do that. So I had Brent do some different research around like kind of a good, better, best option. Booster Club has agreed to kick in $5,000. Brent is also in the final stages of completing a grant with a Greene County Community Foundation for up to $10,000. And one that I would strongly urge you guys to go for is the one that's on the higher end of that. I think it's 27,500 or something like that.
25.
Great, even cheaper.
Yeah.
Look at that, we're saving money. But so what the short throw projector would allow us to do is during our play that we have coming up, it'll allow them to put like different sets and things behind them and won't actually cast shadows. We can use it for like when we have our dance productions that'll come in here in the next couple of months for them to be able to have like different sets and designs. Brent ran one just did a quick one off of AI and created like, this is actually what we could create. This is what could be behind our kids as we're going through things. I just think it's a really cool opportunity for us to like really enhance what we're offering our community and what we're offering our staff. It'd be another opportunity if kids wanted to be able to try something out with it, which I know they don't really use the long throw like hardly at all. Actually, I don't even know if we've ever even used it since I've been here. But just hearing from our fine arts department how beneficial it could be for them to have would be pretty cool. So
would this replace the long throw, or is it like in addition?
in addition to,
Okay.
Yep.
I think the other thing that you have to think about is we have every Saturday, when I go into the high school on the weekends, there is a team of people, volunteers in our community that are giving their time building sets. And that costs money.
Yeah.
It costs time, and like those productions would not go on without the people who were there on the weekends, and they're not paid. And we're purchasing the equipment that they need and the paint and the building materials and all that. But this would be a huge time saver for people, and it would save in the long run of set building.
Yeah, so I'm a big return on investment guy. So they spent $1,000 last year on just the backdrops, so the physical backdrops.
Just rented them.
Yeah, just for renting. Had our students actually develop those backdrops, which we can through AI and through, we have access to an Adobe suite software that lets us do animated backdrops and work beautiful stills. That's $1,000 saved every year. So 10 years we do it. Well, hypothetically, $5,000 from the boosters and maybe $10,000 from GCF or whatever. But think about those costs that we save just in the rented physical backdrops that we're saving from a digital standpoint. And what an opportunity for our students to build a digital background that not only they get to be proud of, but the community gets to see, right? And then it's from a leapfrog standpoint. I did this in high school. Maybe I want to do that when I get older too. So lots of real world application on that end.
Coltrane?
With the musical being the first weekend of March and the Community Foundation not
Great question.
awarding anything until April, would that be a backfill then?
Yes. So I spoke with one of the Community Foundation committee members about that, and it's kind of unorthodox, but we are going to submit it with the hopes that we'd be reimbursed. I don't know if they've ever done that, but we can always. It's worth a shot, right? I feel terrible if we didn't. So yeah, fingers crossed on that one, and maybe we won't get anything. Maybe we'll get half of it. Maybe we'll get the whole thing. Who knows?
Okay.
But yeah, definitely have to try. So, and the reason for the price. So on the documents, you'll notice that first off, lumens are really important. So what lumens do is that's brightness, right? The higher the lumen, the brighter the image. And when you have high ambient lighting, like in a stage environments, you're going to get picture wash. Right, so if you have just a typical classroom projector that's like a 6,000 lumen projector, you're not going to see that image because your lights from your auditorium are going to bleed it out. When you get a brighter lumen or a brighter picture from your projector, it's going to stand out more. So the higher the lumen, the better in this situation, but the higher the lumen, the more expensive. So from a projector standpoint, you had costs, we had lumens. So that first one is the one I really was hoping we'd be able to get, but the only lens they make that's going to be close, and this is very technical, but it's called the throw ratio. The closer you get, the wider the lens gets, that gets more expensive, right? And they only develop so many lenses. So we want the widest lens possible because we want the projector to be closest to the backdrop because we've got curtains and rods and actors to work around, right? With shadows, as Brett mentioned. So we need to get it close. So I was hoping we could do it from 20 feet from an electric batten up there. We can't. It's not feasible. It's gonna be blocked by too many things, and there's really nothing to hang it from at that distance. So we got to get to 14 feet. So you look at the Epson. That's the 13,000 and 10,000 lumen. And they make it's called a 0.35 to 1 ratio. That's so for every 10 feet you're filling of the screen, you have to be 3.5 feet back. So we need to fill 41 feet of screen, ideally, is what Dave and some of the set design people were looking for. So at 41 feet of width, that means 14 and a half feet back. So that's what we need. And that's not the best, but it is the best. That's the only lens that Epson makes that will basically fill those needs. So again, when you get closer though, in wider width or what, for your throw ratio, it's more expensive. So
We're not talking about much difference between the two.
right. But what I'm saying is, why is this projector so expensive compared to like a classroom projector? That's why, right?
Well,
It's a bigger.
Yep. So don't quote me, but so when they installed the longer throw projector that we have in the back, that was a $30,000 projector at the time. Okay, so this is cheaper than that, and this is actually 1,000 lumens brighter. All right, so we're getting a brighter projector for about $5,000 savings, and it'll do more because it's closer, essentially.
What's repair, maintenance on
So-
these things?
So they've got, I think it's got a 7-year warranty. The bulb is it's 20,000 plus hours, I believe. The bulb's basically going to be what we have to replace, and those. And we still have elementary projectors that have been installed since 2012 that still work, right? So in theory, we should get at least 10 years out of this thing, especially with the limited use we'll have on it. So I wouldn't expect, and then the bulb to replace that, $1,000 probably.
And what fund would this come from?
Question.
That's my question every
Yeah, that's
time.
fair. That's a good question.
So which one is it you're
So it's the
using?
middle one right there. It's the EV.
Option 2?
Yep, option 2. Yep. So that one on top is brighter. It's just the lens isn't
Doesn't work
as
for the
powerful.
space.
It doesn't work for the space.
Yep,
So it's really, there's only 2 options.
correct. Yeah. I wanted you to see the cost difference, but it's because of the lens.
Right.
Right? That's the sacrifice you make when you get closer. And you can't see it, but that the 10,000 lumen, which is the third option, that's 23,000, I believe.
Right, 22,005, yeah.
Dropping 3,000 in lumens.
Questions? Sorry, that got a little bit technical.
Why don't you just put the Epson lens on the Sony
I wish.
projector?
Believe me, I dug into this. I was really hoping we'd find anyway.
Brent, I don't worry about you finding every last nook and cranny and dust of dirt that you searched under. Just try to save a penny.
Right.
I believe that.
I mean, I think of all the concerts that are out there too. You could even have this put up for elementary concerts, something out there. A lot of times they have something,
Yeah.
or it's a hand painted one, or
And we're taping it to the.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
what we will need is students at the high school
Yeah,
to
to
build
help.
our set for us. Like, that's not
Yeah.
something,
And with the middle school musical or play every year, we could eventually, that would be nice to be able to shift out there as well. I mean, obviously it would take timing and different timing with the high school and ours, because they're about the same time usually, but it'd be.
easier to change the set when it's
Oh, it's so easy. Just go next to next. Yeah, and you can do animations on
Yeah.
specific posts, right? So it can move. And think about, again, we've got Ram Fanatic, we've got Ram News, so we've got content creators. It's just a matter of organizing it.
I think it'd be great.
$5,000 grant you're doing, is that right?
Yeah, that was
Is
from the
that-
boosters. Yep. And
The
they've already-
boosters
they've
club
already-
donated.
And we know for sure that's
Yeah.
a go.
Yep, we
Perfect.
okay. We looked at it and the fact that the musical department doesn't ask for much ever, and
So
we
that's
don't,
great,
we
yeah.
don't have, uniforms or other, you know, equipment that we're doing for a lot of the other activities. So we thought that for sure 5,000 was something that we could do.
You know, another option would be if for the foundation, I know that's, you're doing something unorthodox, like a boost always does like a big final ask. That would be
Sure.
an option to fundraise for that. They're always looking for like a good final ask.
Yep.
To advertise at the end of the evening.
Great, good idea. Yeah. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. I'll talk to Chris and Tracy.
We'll see.
So if someone would, if they want to make a motion, I would just subtract the 5,000 off of option 2. Or did you
I would
just say
leave
not
it on
to,
there because we'll pay.
out of
We'll pay
it,
the,
not
and
to
then get
exceed?
reimbursed.
Yeah.
Okay, so not to exceed.
Is that linked
Is
to
it-
then the 25,282?
There is a quote.
This is the
Yes.
second link.
Yeah.
Yes, yep.
From Protec. I'll make a motion to approve the purchase of a short throw projector from Protec Projection Systems, Inc., not to exceed an amount of $25,282.
I can second that.
We have a motion and a second, please call the roll.
Boyd. Aye. Nelson.
Aye.
Foltz.
Aye.
Ripagan.
Aye.
Dominic.
Aye. All right, moving on to the first reading of Board Policy 604.6.
The reason we did a first read, second read here is just because even though there's a number of changes that you've seen in here that are actually in legislation, there's so many few that I just didn't feel like it would be super and totally appropriate to just be like, click and good. Just because this kind of is not really an immaterial change. So there was just, there was a lot of discussion. Karen did a lot of work with Steph Jorgensen around this to get this where we need it to be. So it's basically just taking this and aligning it with what is in legislation. And then after that, then will come actually an adjustment in the handbook. So in March, you'll have a second read, plus you'll have an approval of an update from the high school handbook.
Any questions, comments? Thank you for your time on this.
I'll make a motion to approve policy, the first reading for policy 604.6.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second, please call the roll.
Nelson.
Aye.
Foltz.
Aye.
Ripagan.
Aye.
Boyd.
Aye.
Dominic.
Aye. All right, Board Policy Review, 408 through 409.5. Doesn't look like there's any changes,
Yeah,
any
I
comments.
don't think, actually, this was the one we were like, I don't know what we're.
We didn't, we didn't have anything changed.
I will make a motion to approve Board Policy Review 408 to 409.5.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second, please call the roll.
Foltz.
Aye.
Nelson.
Aye.
Ripagan.
Aye.
Boyd.
Aye.
Dominic.
Aye. All right, at this time, we'll adjourn. Thank you.
My consultant is here.
What was?
I know.
So wait a minute. What is?
Yes.
I didn't know you were looking at.